Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today is another Fix It video, another video where I've bought something faulty off eBay and I'm going to do my best to fix it. Now the thing I've bought is only tiny, yet the package is quite big, and that's because the seller actually recognised my eBay account and he's thrown in some extra bits as well. So first of all, let me just show you what I have actually ordered. I've ordered up a faulty PlayStation Vita game. This one here, Rayman Legends, and it says it was up for £4. Now obviously I didn't know the seller and I put an offer in at £2.50 because I thought to myself, I think it's unlikely that this is going to be fixed. It's free delivery, so obviously there's next to no money to be made on that for the actual seller, but I thought I'll put the offer in at £2.50 and I'll see what happens, and then I'll show you the message I got back. So it says here, faulty. The game will not load up no matter what system I've tried it on. It will not recognise it in there. No idea why anybody would want to buy it, but I've listed it for £4.99 in case somebody wants to. Was it £4.99? Oh yeah, £4, so maybe it was listed for £4.99 originally. Please see the pictures for the item you will buy, free UK postage. Now, if I was to actually get this working, and I think if it had a box and stuff, you can sell this to CEX for £7. I think buying it from CEX in the UK is £15. So obviously you see nobody would really buy it for £5 when you could only sell a working one for £7. Although CEX sell it for £15, that doesn't mean that that's the market rate. That's what they sell it for because they've got to give a 2-year guarantee, and obviously they've got premises to upkeep, staff and everything like that. I'm sure you could probably get this game, I haven't looked, but I'm sure you could probably get it working on eBay for £10. So realistically £2.50 is a very fair price because it's broken and it's unlikely that it is going to be repairable. But anyway, I didn't know whether the seller would accept it or not, and this is the message that I got back. Now look, you can see why it made me laugh. Hello Vince from my mate Vince. So basically, obviously I never knew this seller watched me or anything. So it says, hello Vince from my mate Vince. I wouldn't have usually accepted a really low offer, which it was a very low offer, but I'm intrigued to see if you can get it sorted on a vid. Was impressed with your Xbox One pads, even if they were Frankenstein ones, Mike. So then I messaged Mike back, he messaged me, we had a bit of a chit chat back and forth, and he's actually thrown in other bits here. Now Mike does actually sell on Amazon, so let me just show you his Amazon shop, and then if you want to get anything gaming related, have a little look on there because there might be something that you might find interesting. Right, okay, this is the name of his Amazon shop, One Up Gaming Limited, and there is loads and loads, pages and pages of games and also films as well. So check it out, there might be something on there that you might like. Right, so now let's open this up and let's see what's in here. Oh wow, right, okay. Right, let's start with the Vita for... Oh wow, hold on. Isn't detected by Vita. Oh, he's given me a little memory card as well. Walkman plays fine, but doesn't fast forward and reverse. Joy-Con motherboards, right. Excellent. So what he said was he had a couple of Joy-Con motherboards that he just stripped for parts. One of them, I think the rail was broken where the Joy-Con rail attaches, and the other one, oh, what's this say here? Sorry, hold on. Joy-Con mobos. When connected to the Switch, it synced physically, but couldn't get any buttons to work. Right, okay. Oh no, he's given me that as well. Oh, he's given me loads. Right, so this is the one that it syncs up, but apparently the buttons don't work, and I thought that would make a really interesting video. So it syncs up, it recognises it's there, but then the buttons don't work. Now, I can't see any obvious sign of corrosion or anything on it, but obviously there's a chip on here somewhere that controls that, and I thought that might be quite a nice video, so I'm looking forward to doing that one, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. Right, can't remember the main fault, but the latch has come off the rail connector. The latch has come off the rail connector. The latch. It must be on the inside. Hold on now. It's the you know the clip where this clips into. So basically this goes into here, and then there should be a little cover that clips down onto it. That's what that is. Right, okay, yeah. So again, I have got spare bits of Joy-Cons, so I'm looking forward to looking at both of them. I think they'll make a good video. Might do it on one video, might be 2 videos. Now what we have here is a Sony Walkman. This looks like quite a modern one. So this one says that it plays fine, but it doesn't fast forward and reverse. So basically that's perfect for me, isn't it? I've still got a couple of Walkman videos to do, but that's going to be a good one to work out why it plays, so it's not a belt fault. Unless, do you know what, it could be a belt fault, because maybe when it's fast forward or rewinding, the belt's under slightly more strain, and then it starts slipping possibly. But that's going to be an interesting one. I always like working on the Walkmans. So now, let's check this out. Now I wonder, Walkman, I presume both of these are not being detected. Now straight away I'm looking at that and it looks perfectly clean, so I think this is probably going to be a fault with the chip inside here, but it's worth taking it apart and checking it out just in case. And we have this here as well, so this isn't being recognised. Now with these I don't think you can take them apart. I think this is part of it, if you know what I mean. I think it's just moulded around the chip, because if you look really closely, let me just give that a little clean. It's going to be so hard to see. Hold on, let it just focus in. Now I don't know if you can sort of see a pattern where the light bounces off it, but basically I think this is the actual chip itself, like an SD card. So there'll be little traces going everywhere, and then the chip will be, will be just inside. I suppose the plastic's just kind of moulded round it. So I don't know. I don't actually think these separate as such. I think they're just all moulded together. But still, maybe what we could do is, maybe we could get a fiberglass pen and rub it all away to see if any of the traces are missing. But again, they're going to be absolutely tiny, but still it's going to be interesting. Right, so here's the game. So let's pop it in my Vita just to make sure that it is definitely not working. Yeah, it's definitely not recognised. Yeah, it's not doing anything. So a working game will do this. Yeah, and then it will move to the actual one. Yeah, so whether I put that one in or out, it's still just coming up with 0 gigabytes here, managed content on memory card, so it's not recognised at all. There you go, so that's what it looks like. When you put a memory card in that works, it will come up with it up here. So for example, you can see that this is a 4 gigabyte, 4000 megabyte card. Right, so I think in this one we'll start on the PS Vita game anyway, see if we can see anything obvious with that. Right, so looking around here, it looks like there's a seam that goes right the way around the edge. So this has basically been glued shut, so it's not like a sort of old NES cartridge that you can just take apart. This is glued, so by opening it up I probably will end up breaking it, but before we do it, let's just clean it. I mean, it looks perfect at the moment, absolutely perfect, but I'm going to clean it because obviously once I open it up there's a very good chance it's not going to go back together again, or I might end up snapping the case. So we might as well do this just to prove 100% that it's not the fact that it just needs cleaning. Try that again. No, definitely not being recognised. Right, let's give it a little scrape with this, just in case. I know this all looks absolutely perfect, so I know really I'm wasting my time. No, 100% that is not being recognised. Right, let's crack it open. So it looks like this is not going to be repairable, but be interesting to see the inside of it anyway. think I'm going to have to use the blade. So it looks like it goes across here and then it jumps up for this bit, goes across the front and then goes back up to the seam again. And I've managed to break into the corner there, so now hopefully I can work my way along. Look. Excellent, look at this. It really is coming apart quite nicely. There we go. And that's the front bit there. Look at that. Right, okay, this is it. Absolutely tiny. SanDisk. There you go. So, the same ones that make the SD cards. I wonder if they all have that number on or not. So what must have happened? One of these traces somewhere must be damaged, or do you know what? I had an SD card once which I applied heat to. Well, I didn't mean to. Indirectly applied heat to, and basically it wasn't recognised. I wonder whether this might have overheated. Heat might have got to this. If it was repairable, which I know it's not going to be, because what is there to repair? Do you see what I mean? But if it was repairable, then this would definitely be repairable here. Right, okay, so you can see now that, for example, this one here, if you have a look at this one, it looks like this one goes up and then it will go through that via to the other side, but obviously we can't actually get to the other side. So unless I'm going to see a break along here, then nothing's going to happen. I wonder why we've got all the... Are these test points here or something? I wonder why we've got all these here. Maybe... Oh, would this be to put the game on the card to begin with? So, for example, you slot it into a machine. Maybe it gets programmed by these points here. Well, I'm going to have a very close look at it myself, and if I find anything, then I will show the camera. Right, believe it or not, I think I found what the fault is. I won't be able to fix it, but I think I found it. I'm going to zoom in and show you in a minute, but check this out. So basically we have some of them that are ground. So if you have a look here, the first pin's ground, the third is, and then the second last one is. But check this out. Also, the last one is as well, and I'm going to show you the circuit board in a minute. It doesn't look like that last one should be. Now if we go on to my other games, they're all testing the same. So the first, third, and then the second last, but look, not the last one. This one here, third, second last, not the last, and none of the others. So they seem to be the same on all of them, but definitely not the last one. So I've got a feeling that that's why this Rayman one is not working. So there, third, nothing, 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 second last, and not the last one. So that appears to be what's wrong with it. That last one is acting as a ground when it shouldn't be. Now when I zoom in, I'll show you what I mean by the circuit board. Right, so basically you can see now, if you look at number 1 here, which is ground, can you see it also goes round to, it's going to be so hard to show in the camera, but if you have a look, hold on. Right, if you have a look up here, can you see, it kind of looks like a bubbly mess, but look, it goes up here, and can you see it goes back round? Can you see that that's joined there? Forget about this one, that goes there through a via to the other side of the board. But with this one, it goes around here and it goes to there. Now it doesn't go to here because you can see that that's separated. It doesn't go to here because that's separated, or there, that one goes up to there. It goes all the way up here and it comes all the way down here. Can you see it goes round here and it comes down to this one? But look, it shouldn't be on this one because look, that is separated there. So why is it on there? It must be the chip on the other side has got a short inside. Just in case it was something to do here, I am going to get a fiberglass pen and I'm going to clean all around this area. Just in case there's something that I can't see with my eye, and when I get it back to copper I might be able to see it. But look, it does look absolutely intact here. So if it's not here, it must be actually on the chip on the other side that's causing it. But I'm going to clean it. Look, this game is ruined. It's never going to work. So I might as well learn something from it. I wonder, does that last pin actually do anything? If I was to remove it, would it make a difference? I wonder, or would maybe part of the game work, but not the whole thing? I don't know. That looks good, doesn't it? Also going to clean the sides as well, just in case it's somehow doing shorted at the sides. Right, so you can get a much better look at it now. Right, let's measure it again. I mean, there's no join there whatsoever, is there? No, it's still shorting, you see. So why is it shorting if these two are not joined? It must be the other side. You can see that there's a gap going all the way along here. It doesn't make a difference. So it's whatever's happening on the other side that's joined them two together. Do you know what? Just for the hell of it, before I completely break it, I'm going to get a bit of masking tape and I'm going to cover up this last one so it's the same as it not being there, and I'm going to put it in my Vita and see if it makes any difference or not. Let's see what happens now. You can see I've got it completely covered up. Nothing, so obviously that last pin is needed. Yeah, nothing's happening at all. Right, let's start scraping away the back, see if we can see anything. I've never really seen what's inside these. I'm quite curious as to know, how is the chip actually formed? I presume the chip's made and then the plastic's just poured all over it. So I'm just going to be concentrating on this side here because it looks like this is where the fault is. I must stress that when I do this, obviously I'm going to be damaging the wires and stuff, the traces when I get to it. It's just that, what else can I do? This is not repairable, and I obviously haven't got the equipment to try and get the game back on there. And even if you had, I've got a feeling that it has actually got a short. Hence the reason that these two are going together. So I don't think even if you had the equipment to put the game on there, that this particular one would work. I think I'm going to be here all week. I'm not making any difference to it at all. All I've done is taken the shine off it. Look, it hasn't gone down at all. I don't know how else to get into it. I really want to see the other side of it, but unless I use sandpaper. Right, I just scraped off the bit there as well because I just wanted to know why there was a little bit kind of at the end of the pins. Right, now with all the sort of pressure on it, you can see I've cracked it here. Right, okay, well it's never going to work now, but you can see, I can see a little bit of glass in there. Disc. There you go, so the same ones that make the SD cards. I wonder whether they all have that number on or not. Can you see there? So you would see that you'd have to go through a good millimetre of this plastic before you got to it. Yeah, okay, well there you go. Let's safely say that's not going to work now. Let's see if the short's gone on this bit. Yes, the short's not there now. Let's see if the short's on this bit here. No. Okay. So there you go. That's not shorting now. So the fault's gone. But so has the game, unfortunately. Right, do you know what? The only thing I'm disappointed about is that I didn't get a chance to apply heat to it, because I kind of wanted to sand it back, see what it was, and then at a last-ditch attempt I was going to apply heat to it. But I know heat normally ruins it. But I just wanted to see if it was gonna do anything. Yeah, okay. That's a shame. Actually, looking at it very closely, it's basically next to the contact. So to get to it probably would have been, you'd have to scrape through the whole thing, because if you look closely here now, can you see where it's shiny? It's right next to the actual gold contacts here. Yeah, so you know, I knew that once it was a fault with that, it wasn't going to be repairable. I'm actually pleased though that I kind of worked out that it was short in there. So I do believe that we have proved what the fault is. I don't think that last one should have been short in. It's not short in any of the other games, and I think that's what was knocking it out. But unfortunately, because there's no way to get to the chip to do anything, then it's not repairable, or not repairable with the tools that I've got. Whether other people can repair them or not, I do not know. Right, okay, yeah, there's not really anything I can do with that. That's gone now. I'm wondering, is it even worth looking at this thing here? Because I've got a feeling it's going to be the same sort of thing here. I'll tell you what we'll do, because this one doesn't work, on this video, let's sand back this as well, just to see if we can see anything on there. But again, it's not going to be anything obvious. If, for example, I sand this back and I don't see anything that looks like it could be repairable, then I think just for the hell of it, we'll add heat to it just to see if it makes a difference. Again, there's no point in cleaning it, because you can see it's absolutely spotless. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Right, this is going to look pretty amazing. Let's clean it with a little bit of IPA and then have a real close look at it. Wow, look at that. Let me zoom right in. Oh my, look at that. How amazing is that? That in itself is a work of art. Look at that. Now, just to get a perspective of how small it is, look at my finger now compared to those tiny little tracks. Right, well, what I'm going to do is get my magnifying glass. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do anything about here, but if one of these were broken, then that could be, for example, if one of these weren't connected to the ground, then that could be an option. Look at that, is just unbelievable, isn't it? Look how small it is. That isn't a big lump, by the way. They're all separate individual tracks. Look. That is amazing. And these are quite old. This is quite old technology. So I wonder now, if you were to get a 128 gigabyte one, would there be even more tracks on it, or does it not work like that? Unbelievable. Right, let me get my magnifying glass, have a good look at this. Right, I'll be looking through my little eyeglass here, and unfortunately I can't see any breaks here, so again it's probably going to be related to the chip itself. Let's just go across each of the tracks to begin with, just to make sure that these pins are actually connecting to these here. So I presume all this round here is grounds. Right, so that's definitely connecting, and this is going to be ground as well. Yeah, okay, so this one goes off to this fire here. God, it's so small, can't even see it. Okay, we've got continuity there and not on the others. Let's just see, make sure there's no shorts. No, this one goes to just here. And again, no shorts. Here. And no shorts. They all just go to here, don't they? No shorts. That's a shame. See, if it was broken here, possibly, if there was just a crack just here or something, then that would be fixable. Oh well, okay. Nothing that can be done. Let's pop it back in, just in case with all the scraping I've done something. Let's pop it back in, see if it's recognised. And then, if not, we'll heat it up and see then. Is this going to short out, I wonder now? I don't want to break my... That's going to short out, isn't it? Let's put a bit of tape around there. Don't want to break my Vita. Well worth taking this apart though. No, not recognised. Right, let's add some heat to it and see if that makes any difference. Right, no point in applying any flux or anything, I'm just going to heat up the whole thing. I think I can see it glowing. Right, well that's had a good heat in there, let's see if that makes any difference. Definitely got some discoloration across the middle there. So maybe that was the weak spot on it, don't know. Right, has that cooled down enough to wrap it up again? Still not recognised. Right, okay, time to give up on that. Let's pop my own one back in just to make sure that it is still working. Yeah, all my games are back again. Bit of Akari Warriors. (3,822 megabytes). So that is it for this video. Unfortunately, yes, it was a failure. Do you know what? It was always going to be a failure unless it was dirty contacts. And obviously, Mike would already know about that. If he's in the business of selling games and stuff like that, he's going to have probably learnt about cleaning games a long time ago. But I really enjoyed looking at this one here. I mean, I just didn't dream it would be so involved. I mean, that just shows how naive I am, but I mean, that is just absolutely amazing. It really, honestly, that is a work of art. You could wear that as a ring or as a necklace or something to look at it. I mean, that's just amazing. If you were to clean that all, look at it. That's beautiful. Right, so yeah, failure, but both very interesting. So the PS Vita, I'm upset that it snapped because I would have liked to have heated it up just to give it a chance. I know it's not going to make a difference. I know sometimes with things like HDMI chips and stuff, you can heat them up and they might work for a short amount of time, but then they're going to fail again. But I would have liked to have just heated it up just to see. I didn't get the opportunity here because it snapped on me because I was being a bit vigorous with it, but I am actually pleased that I did spot a fault on it. You know, the fact that these two were shorted together, and I could have been lucky. There could have been some kind of like slight corrosion or something up here, but that was not the case. So 100% I'm pretty sure that the chip inside of here would have had an internal fault on that. And with this again, I'm convinced again it's the chip. I can't see it being anything else because all of these things basically go straight through the wires, then into, well, I suppose they go into the chip, but then you've got all these traces here. So it's possible if you were to look at every one of these that there might be a kind of short or a break in one of them, but there's absolutely nothing you're going to be able to do with that because there's no way you're going to be able to solder a single trace on that. But again, it was possible that one of these ones had gone here, not in this instance, but it was possible, and with them you would have been able to possibly just repair that and it would have been working. So yeah, of course I couldn't get it working, but you know, I still enjoyed the video and it's still nice seeing the inside of it. Hopefully you enjoyed it too. Big thanks to Mike for sending them over, and also I'm really looking forward to doing this one here with the buttons not working. So the very fact the rail is not connecting, we might be able to just put the rail in and put a bit of captain tape over that, might be able to get away with that one. But with this one here, the fact that it's not recognising any inputs, I think that's going to be a really interesting one, so I'm really looking forward to checking that one out. So that them two are going to be in another video, or it might just be the one video, not too sure yet. And then of course the Walkman again has me intrigued why it doesn't fast forward and rewind, yet it does play, because the thing is it all comes from the same motor, unless it is an actual mechanical problem. But saying that, they all seem to be going in okay. So again, I think it's going to be an interesting one. So Mike, big thumbs up to you. Thank you so much for sending those over. That is One Up Gaming. If you're having a look on Amazon, give him a little bit of support. Check it out. See what he's selling. And if you want something, maybe buy from him, and then you help everyone out. So yeah, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more Trying to Fix videos. Take care. Bye now.